Not too far from everything else. Alright, it says Rocky Ridge Lane here. Maybe it's down here, maybe. Alright, so this is it. We go down this road. It's on the right, I think, down here. This should be it right here, I think. It's 135. Or the next one. Alright, so I think this is it. Yep, we were waved at, so this is it.
I'm looking over here and I'm looking at the sky, it's dark, and I'm looking at the right, and you should look and see if I can actually grow hazelnut trees. Because and you know, back in the early 1900s, there was a chestnut blight.
Yeah.
Somebody brought some chestnut trees over from China. Chinese chestnuts are larger than American chestnuts. So somebody said, well, let's see if we can cross these two together. And I got. And I put them in maybe about 15 years ago. These are pecan trees, these two on the left, but these other trees are all chestnut trees. So we've been taking the seeds off of those trees and basically stratifying them, and then we put them in the ground. So we're trying to get them back in the game, man.
They're established. They're getting the blueberries on them right now. But if you look a little closer, there's a bunch of like smaller plants, kind of grown. The weeds have grown up around them a little bit. But we planted about 100 or transplanted about 100 blueberry bushes last winter just to expand this, so we can get like a U-pick, blueberry U-pick going on until they get established, and then they can go, you know, longer in between periods of no rain. Because their roots are very shallow. So we water them regularly when we first transplanted them, and we've only lost maybe, what?
3 or 4 weeks later, they started to go. I had to keep them wet. Some of them died. They used to go all the way down to the bushes down there. And, well, then my mother died, my father died, I had heart trouble, the hailstorm. At that time I had another girlfriend, she died. I mean, she was always telling me, she says, I'll be walking on your grave, man. Because she was 20. Yeah.
First couple of weeks in June.
Look at that. Wow. So when I first met her, that's exactly right. Well, if you really want to go for your organic certification, you'd probably do better to group together. There's another organization. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe we can get the truck to stop here. They got some blueberries and chestnuts. It's coming up. Flowers.
They form a burr, which gets to be about the size, you know, maybe not larger than a tennis ball, but it has like spikes all the way around. It's really sharp. And and depending on the tree when they're ripe, either the whole burr falls to the ground or the burr opens up on the tree and the nuts fall to the ground.
Is it all me?
Just hold on.
Are
you?
Whoa, is that what it was?
Are you freaking
I
out?
hope it's not stinging me.
No, it's not. It's not.
What is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do you know?
No, I don't know. Give me the.
What is that?
It's a beetle.
Here, can I take a picture?
Yeah, it's on video right now. It's doing video.
It's a beetle.
I don't know how to stop it and take a picture.
Well, you can press the round circle.
I've never
Yeah,
seen a
and then
beetle like that.
you
before.
scroll down to photo. You have to kind of flip the photo.
Oh, I'm taking.
It's big.
I just took a selfie.
If we look closer, you'll see I've got some plants going over here.
This one, it looks like hemp.
Yeah. This is organic hemp. And we got our hemp license. Huh?
Uncertified organic.
Uncertified, okay. In a way that it's not good. It imbalances it. It causes other disease.
So along this road you can see our pear
Yes,
trees.
I'm not here.
You can see little pears just starting to form about, you know, the size of a quarter or so. See the fruits? If you look closely, yeah. Yeah. Both sides. It's a little hard to see with the grass growing up, but
What happens if you don't mow the grass?
Nothing. It'll be all right.
It's okay, right?
Yes. Sometimes I might to the fruit. He's got to punch holes in it, lay eggs in the fruit, and then it ruins the fruit. So you couldn't, even if I had Law's band, it's not going to help because he's inside the fruit. Hidden planetary.
Yeah.
Next time we'll have the laser show in there.
Biochar. I don't know if you guys are familiar with biochar.
Organic fertilizer type stuff, right?
And guess where that comes from? Ecuador again.
Oh yeah.
The volatiles burn off in the wood, and then so the only thing that's left is gases that come out of the wood now, and there's no way for them to get out on the top because it's sealed up. So it has to go down through those dozen or so holes that were drilled out from under that barrel, and when those gases come out, it ignites with the fire that's already underneath the stove burning, and it creates like this huge like double fire that makes it looks like it's gonna, you know, blast off to the moon
Like
because
a rocket, like a jet engine.
like at the, you know, for your barbecue, like real charcoal, not the, you know, fake charcoal that they have made out of, you know,
Distillation
petroleum and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we take that and use it in our soil. So that's in the process of marination.
That's really awesome.
You get worms and stuff growing in there. Yeah.
So cool.
So you might say, well, why are we putting charcoal in the soil in the first place? There's a good reason for that. And it's the fact that inside, remember going back to the days in the 50s and 60s when we smoked cigarettes, right? Those cigarettes had a charcoal filter. Or even if people were growing marijuana indoors, they had a charcoal filter. The fact of the matter is the charcoal itself is extremely porous. And in the more, it's extremely porous, and what it does is it becomes each one of those little nanotubes. Now, yeah, remember, nano is 10 to the minus 9th. So this is like minus, like 10 to the minus, like 1/1,000,000th of a 1,000th of a millionth, which is like really, really small. Microbes and organisms can live in those little tunnels and do their thing so that the plant roots then go into these microfibers, and all types of fungi produce mycorrhiza, which form little filaments that grow into these tubules and feed the plants. In South America, it's called, what is it, terra preta,
Terra preta.
right? Yeah, terra
What
preta.
does that mean?
Wow.
Terra Frutis is where we were.
Yeah, okay.
That's the name of the place.
And there's a whole story about when the first conquistadors got anything I put my hands on.
Anything.
Stay away from this pile of wood chips. It is like laden
Looted with
with ants. Like more ants than you could imagine are in that wood pile. I built this maybe about, say, 10 years ago, and we finally got it into production about 2 years ago.
Okay, come on in.
I'll let Elkie tell you about it. These are her peas. Green peas.
This is how we get our jump on the season, is in this greenhouse here. We got peas, beets, chard. You can see grapes growing on the vines there. Down there we got Brussels sprouts, kale, tomatoes, cucumbers, cabbage, all kind of stuff. But we tried a technique new to us this year, which is harvesting pine straw, which is in abundance in this. We use grass here, but we laid down the pine straw to cover the soil. Again, to keep in the water, to keep in the to create that
Moisture.
Yeah, moisture to keep the microbes and stuff alive in the soil here. And there's controversy about that because people say there's the terpenes in the pine straw are volatile, and it's can be damaging for the plants and.
Soil. We're putting it on top of the soil.
Yeah, we didn't till it in. Yeah. Watering once a week.
So
So-
you reduce the water, just
Right.
keeping the moisture there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would
There's a
like
solar
to
greenhouse.
see,
Next one. We're not going to go in though. Or maybe we will. Really hot in that one.
right? They don't bother it. So you have no idea what an advantage from a farmer's point of view it is to be able to put a crop in. Stay outside here. I was just pointing out stuff. Up in New York, my grandfather grew grapes. You can go inside.
Just
if you
wanna take
should.
a
Go and take
picture.
pictures. And my uncle grew grapes. Everybody grew grapes. So coming up, I was surrounded with grapes. So we got down here. My father says, "What? No grapes? Where's the grapes, man?" So we went and got some grapes.
Thinking like, I know what it's like to have.
No, right? Did you see the video?
No. So
Did you see the
I
video?
made
Open it up and let the heat. We got a couple of different varieties in here. I think this is what it is. Cherry berries. Cherry berries in the middle with some boax. That's a Bacchus. I recognize it by the leaves. So
The Japanese, they have the bonsai.
yeah,
That's how they do. They pick up the tree and they don't have too much space to the roots go out.
to go
so
out.
the plant starts to develop at that size.
Right.
So you have
So we got bonsai hemp.
Oh man. Bigger beets here.
You know what to look for.
Like this. Put here and like press down. There you go. And then pull back a little bit. Yeah. And grab it by the base. And kind of break it. There you go.
Excuse me, I didn't see you.
That's all right.
Hey.
And then we can let me get this and break off the larger chunks of dirt here.
They're having fun.
And y'all eat the greens on the beets too?
Yep.
Awesome.
Big greens. Big
Yeah.
greens. You know, in Switzerland,
Nice.
silver beets.
Let's find
That's
another
what
big
Swiss
one.
chard is called.
You try that one?
I'll try one.
I'll
and
get a
then
bag
this.
for this one. You can get that one out.
I worked for them. Oh my God, that was 20 years. Telecommunications, man. All day long. Whew.
There you go.
I always